You know, when it comes to the Retrobit Super Retrocade, over the past several years, 2 years actually, a lot of people have had nothing but positive criticism for it. Now, they did address when it first came out that there are a few issues that need to be touched upon, and recently with the version 1.1 brought out by Retrobits, it looks like they have addressed a majority of those issues. Not only that, but they added on a few more games, taking the total of 90 games over 90. And these are games that are officially licensed by the likes of Capcom, Data East, Tecmos, IRIM, and this is just a sample of them right here. However, you know, the 90 pre-installed game or over 90 pre-installed games on this system and the price that they ask for is not the only thing people are raving about. It's also the little Easter egg, a little secret that Retrobits also installed into the system or gave the ability to the system to be utilized for. And that ability is to add more games. And what I mean by that is if you go on YouTube or you even go to some of the comment sections of the places online like Amazon that are selling this, people will tell you that you can add more games via SD card. However, Retrobits didn't mention that in the promos when they were selling this, but they did kind of do that, I should say, when they mentioned that you can use an SD card to save or transfer games. The key word at the end there, transfer, which to me was Retrobit's own kind of code for saying you could add more games. Now, yes, you could use an SD card to basically give yourself more storage to save games and all that if you run out, but basically when they say save games or transfer games via SD card, again, that to me is Retrobit's way of saying, in a code kind of like way, you can add more games. However, with that said, you know, everybody talks about utilizing the SD card to do that. But what they fail to mention is that even though you can add games via the SD slot with an SD card, there is another method. And that method, believe it or not, is a flash drive or a thumbstick, or in some cases maybe even an external hard drive. Now you might ask, how is that possible? Well, it's real simple. One of the interesting features, or one of the great features about a system like this is it utilizes USB ports for the controllers. However, those USB ports could also be utilized to add more games. Let me show you. As you can see, right now, I'm about to put this into the player 2 port, a USB port for player 2. As you can see now, that's in there, and it's being registered. And as I did that, look up there. That's right, the same thing as an SD card. It actually registers it as an SD card mounted, but it's mounted to the second player USB port. Now watch. I'm going to go to storage here, and there you go. All these games, even if they don't have no pictures on them, are on there. It's really cool. And if you don't believe me that they're on there, let me put on a Batman here, for example, and watch. I'm Batman. See? And that's via this. Now, we're going to go back to menu, and that's just a sample, like I said, of what you can do with a USB drive or flash drive or even an external hard drive. Now watch this. We're going to take it out, and boom, it goes right back to the main menu. So, long story short, I don't want to damage it right there, but once you add it in like that, it will register. So yeah, it seems that the SD card is not the only method that you can utilize to add more games. You can utilize an SD thumb drive or flash stick or external hard drive to do so as well. And the reason I think this might be a better method, that's unless you're doing two-player games, then you have to utilize an SD card. The reason I think this is a better method, and is because of the fact that it saves on your SD card. Little short story. Yesterday, when I was trying to transfer games and unzip files and all that within the SD card and then pull it out, my computer crashed. My laptop crashed and had to reboot. I had to take several times for it to finally stabilize and get back to normal. But yeah, it kind of had to go through a process after it crashed. And the reason being is because the pins here do get damaged. In fact, when you put it into the SD card slot, it will basically say that something's wrong with the drive before it says, okay, you choose what happens to the SD drive next. So yeah, the best alternative in my opinion right now, unless the the USB portion or connection to it wears out, is to go with the SD drive, is to go with the USB flash drives or external hard drives to add games on. Just utilize the method people have already said, and that's create a folder called Retrocade Games, get a USB thumb drive or an external hard drive, and there you go. So yeah, you could still go the SD route if you want to, especially if we're going to do a two-player game kind of deal. But my main suggestion, go with this, especially if you're just going to use the system on occasions, by yourself with just one controller. It's easier, it puts less stress on your computer, and it saves any SD cards you have for future use in the future. And you could utilize the SD cards actually as backups just in case. Like I said, if you're going to go two players, if you have a friend over and all that. But anyway though, guys, I just thought I'd do this little video letting you know that you can also use USB flash drives or thumb drives or external hard drives to create a Retrobits folder in, Retrobit Games folder in, and put games on there. It's safer for your system, it's safer for your computer, and it's has a less of a chance of being damaged. The connections of it have a less of a chance of being damaged than the pins on an SD card. So I just thought I'd let you guys know. Let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like, and I am out.